What is Saskatchewan's signature sandwich? Well, if you're using the metric of available lots of places and only available in Saskatchewan, it's got to be the wild and wacky Frajolaki. If you're in Saskatchewan and you Google Frajolaki near me, you might see a map kind of like this. Lots in Saskatoon. We've got Tisdale. There's Wadena. Over in Yorkton, you can find some Frajolaki. Of course, there's some in Regina and even in Moose Jaw. Basically anywhere there was or still is a Greek-style family restaurant, like every restaurant was in Saskatchewan in the 80s and 90s to my recollection. Still lots of them here in Saskatoon where I am. To me, there are two places that most encapsulate that time period in the 80s and 90s. So I went down to the Blue Diamond restaurant, and I went there to pick up option number 1. Usually it's chicken or steak. At the Blue Diamond, I got their chicken Frajolaki. Torpedo bun, Greek marinated chicken, tomatoes, onions, a little bit of feta cheese. Then I went to the other restaurant that encapsulates the 80s and 90s to me, which is Mr. Ribs. There he is. And there I picked up their steak Frajolaki or Frajolaki. I love how it's also spelled differently at so many places. A bit different at Mr. Ribs. Of course, we've got the steak, and they've got some lettuce on theirs as well, and what looks to be maybe some nice Greek seasoning on the steak, toasted garlic baguette, and some Thousand Island dressing. A little different than the tzatziki you'd usually find, but hey, that's all right, still looks good to me. As I mentioned before, this is a Saskatchewan-only sandwich. Rumor has it started in the 70s or 80s, possibly at one of the Greek restaurants here in Saskatoon, and Frajolaki, Frazolaki is something like small loaf of bread in some Greek dialect. Though it's always Greek marinated steak or chicken, you'll find other variations in toppings. Tomatoes and onions, always a staple. Maybe pickled onions, feta, tzatziki. Maybe even some olives if you're lucky. Any way you make it, it is a really nice sandwich. Even its construction feels a bit nostalgic. I was tempted to make my own Frajolaki for this video, but I didn't think it would feel the same. There's just something about a meal from those old Greek places. It feels like home. It feels like Saskatchewan. And I think that's why it's still available in so many places. Frajolaki, Sandwich Dad, good day!